Okay, so a customer came in with this dress, beautiful dress with attached sleeve. The only problem is she could not zip it up. So her zipper actually stops right here. If you can see where I put a pin mark, her zipper only goes up this far, and then there's about 4 inches of space at the top where it separates, and then down here it pinches it a little bit, but still it's not going to go beyond that point. And it might just be a faulty zipper, but from here to here it could go up a little bit more, but either way up to here it's not going to fit. It's this much space. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to cut this off, chop this off where the zipper stops, fold that down, and then we're going to put corset grommets in here in a lavender string to match these purple flowers and have a string across. Let me show you the pieces. Give me a second. Okay, so she bought this corset, which she has no use for at all. She just wants this cut off, the grommet stand cut off, and she's going to keep this flap that kind of covers your back when you tie up the corset strings. And she's going to use, or I'm going to use, this lavender string to tie up the corset to match the purple flowers in the dress. So this is going to go into there, and I'll show you how I do it. So here I am sewing it together. I cut the corset or the grommet part off and left a 1/2 inch so I can have a seam allowance to sew it onto the dress. I already cut out the zipper and seam ripped that out as well. So here I am just sewing that grommet hole panel down to the dress using the 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way through. I'm using the Singer heavy duty 6600C machine. I also did like a review of this machine, of how to thread and stitch this on my YouTube recently. So you can definitely go and watch that if you want to see how to use this machine. But yeah, I'm back stitching in the video, just going over those stitches again, make sure it's super secure. And then I think I actually went over this another time as well. It came out beautiful. After each stitch, of course, I clip my threads, but here I am going to the serger machine to serge the edges. I did all the edges of this dress from where I cut. As you see, I'm kind of showing you the serge edges there. But yeah, so going from machine to machine, after I straight stitch, I always go in and serge it. Now I'm just showing you what that looks like on. I cut the grommet panel with the satin under panel there as well. If you can see the serge stitches there, going around the flower seams on the inside. But I'm glad we still got that panel there so she can have some coverage on her back. And now I'm showing you the other side that doesn't have the panel. As you see, the serger didn't catch that material, the lighter material there, but I didn't want to push it too far over and get a wire under my serger and end up messing up my machine. Okay, so back to my other machine. Now I have to top stitch what I serged to go over those bottom pieces. Of course, you always want to make sure everything is nice and neat. So I roll and top stitch the top of the zipper along the bottom of the corset grommet holes. Again, this came out beautiful. Did this nice and neatly. Honestly, I think I did this within an hour and a half. This was a rush order. The client had came in the same day as her event and asked if we could, work a miracle for her to get into this dress for her party that night. And we were able to do that. So it came out gorgeous. And again, just top stitching that bottom panel there and going over that to make sure it's all nice and neat and aligned. Okay, now I'm just going through and clipping my threads, going around each different seam that I did, just making sure that it looks nice and neat before I strung up the corset. Stringing up the corset is always the most tedious part, and who feels like doing all this back and forth, but it must get done regardless. The color that she picked out, this lavender, came out really pretty to match the flowers on her dress and make it look like this is exactly how the dress was supposed to come. really, really cute. Did a really good, neat job. You always want to make it look like the dress came that way. Any alteration or tailoring, you want to make it look like that's exactly how it's supposed to be. And here she is at her pickup. Now that panel actually goes lower to kind of cover that bottom area, but we took it all the way down to where that zipper would close. It looks gorgeous and she loved it.